Well, hello, everybody. How you doing? And today, I'm really excited to talk to you about some really great ideas about what it's costing you to not rank up. And I'm talking to you from experience here, and I'm losing my voice. Why is this? I've been all day putting this PowerPoint together, ready to talk, and then when I put the video on, and I lose my voice. I don't know. So I'm going to be taking some water with Meta Power in it. It's just amazing. So I'm just going to go ahead and to share with you some really great ideas on how to break down the compensation plan and when you can invest in your downline and for incentives and things like that to rank up. And I've always wondered, how do these other leaders do this? What is it? Why are they always so busy at the last day of the month? And you know, um, I never really could figure out really what is going on. So I want to show you. Really when I first started doTERRA, and we talk about you know the ability to change lives and to grow our business. The more people we touch and reach out to and make a difference and an impact with them with their health, the more our business will grow. And I was showing up for classes, doing all these things, making sure that I'm learning and training and self-developing and doing all this stuff, but still sometimes there's some extra things that just need to happen that's not happening. And so I'm going to go through and talk to you a little bit about this. And but first off, I'm going to put a disclaimer out there because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you any financial advice here. What I'm going to tell you today is not required. You may take some of it and alter it to what you like best. Definitely just do what you can with this to make it benefit you and your business, okay? But d- again, I don't want you to come to me later and say, "Hey, I did everything you told me and it didn't work," or something, because it all just takes a mindset too. So it takes a lot of your development and growth behind this as well. So, um, okay, you ready? Now, the next part is we're going to talk about the compensation plan. Like, I know we've gone over this compensation plan. I can't even talk. We've gone over the compensation plan many times. Um, and I'm going to just go over this to just go over the basics and make sure that you understand what's happening. And the basics, the compensation plan is really important to understand. And I really love this chart. The more and more I really look at it, the more profound I realize that it is. So basically, we always talk about this down here as far as the average month to achieve. And as we go through and start looking at the different ranks and stuff like that, if you're really going to go after and build this business, how many months does it take you to reach elite? The average is 3 months. That is for people who are going all in. And then 6 months for premier, 18 months for silver, and so on. Okay. And usually you could see here with the color coding that usually you could see that the fast start bonus is going to be paying out all the time. Like, doesn't matter if you're a diamond and you enroll somebody, you're going to be getting the fast start bonus off that brand new enrollment. It doesn't matter if you're a presidential diamond and you enroll somebody, you're still going to be benefiting that. And you can see that it's kind of a little bit of a slide down here because probably in the very beginning, most of the people you are enrolling, it's going to be the biggest part of your income, right? And so most people, when you're starting, your pay for your product is going to be in this window here. Like as you grow up to premier, as your income levels start to increase, you're going to supplement your income and then you're going to replace your income and so on. So this is kind of a nice guide too, to be able to see which levels you are at regarding the income that you are going to be receiving. Now, I have both United States dollars here and Indian rupees here. So we're going to switch back and forth a little bit because I want this to be valuable for all my markets. And I know a lot of people understand the United States dollar. in a lot of different countries. I have a large team in India, so I wanted to make it a little easier for them to understand as we go through. But the compensation plan is a little bit different in India. Like the Fast Start bonus has a little bit different payout. The Power of Three is the same, the Unilevel is the same, and so on. But it's just the Fast Start bonus, okay? Now, as you go through and we look at the next level, which is the power of three, the power of three becomes, you don't have enough people in the beginning, right, to have the power of three. So when you're building and enrolling people, you're going to be focusing on getting up to your power of three. And then you could see how that's going to be a really big part of your income. You're going to be wanting to get down and grow to your level three as soon as possible and sustain that. You're gonna want that to be sustainable, okay? Then we're gonna go to here, the unilevel. Of course, the unilevel compensation doesn't really kick in at first because you got the fast start bonus for the first 60 days. So if you just started, 60 days ago and you're enrolling a bunch of people, they're in the 60-day window. So your unilevel is not really gonna kick in until after 60 days. But you're gonna notice that the bigger part of your compensation plan is going to be in the fast start, the power of three, and then we're gonna start kicking in when you get to premier, the leadership bonus. And I'm gonna spend a lot of time talking more about the leadership bonus as a pathway for you. Okay. So again, we know that when elite is the very first core rank in our company, a core rank is when you really are recognized as a serious builder and someone who is willing to do what it takes to run this business. You're committed, you're capable, you're willing to learn, you're looking at taking good coaching, you're placing orders, you're looking at learning how to duplicate your efforts so that you're growing and raising leaders underneath you as well. And see, then when we get to the next rank, you are showing that you are a leader because you have two people underneath you that you're guiding along to do this duplication effort as well. Silver, you're three elites. Gold, you have three premiers. This is really a powerful rank because you're leading leaders to lead leaders, right? So, this is really important to get the understanding of this incentive conversation that we're going to be talking about. Because when you're teaching leaders to be leaders, the more higher up you go in these ranks, it's going to be really important to have this effort duplicated. When you're looking at silver, when you're at gold with three premiers, look at over here. Blue diamond is five golds. So you're going to have five golds with three premiers that have two executives underneath. So start thinking about that layering, how the different ranks are required, what the volume is required, and so forth. Okay. Now we're going to jump over and talk about, again, the power of three. So when I skip back and forth here, um, excuse me, the fast start bonus. The fast start bonus in the United States, actually, I hope you can see that. It pays out on the first level, second level, and third level 20, 10, and 5. So it's a total of the same percentage as what it is in India. India, it's 25 and 10. So we're getting a total of 35 no matter which direction you're going. We just have one more person in the United States that's in the middle of that. So this is a really nice benefit because the person who enrolled is going to get a higher income, and then the person who enrolled them is going to get a pretty decent income. In the United States, it goes 20, 10, and 5. And this 5% really doesn't really, I mean, yes, it does add up, but we really want the brand new enrollers to get the bigger amount of the incentive because then they're going to be able to move faster. Okay. Now, we've talked about the compensation plan just kind of briefly on another chart. I'm going to bounce back and forth from this one to the other one during our conversation. So hang tight. It's really important when you think about um, when you think about the video I just did, hopefully you're going to be watching the, what it takes to be a network marketer and what loyalty reward and building in the assets of your business, right? So when you're going through and ranking up and generating more assets within the loyalty reward program, this unilevel compensation plan kicks in after the fast start bonus. So this is after 60 days of that person you enrolled. And so if you put them on level two, like they're your very first person, of course, level two, and then you enroll maybe another person and maybe three people, your volume is going to be at 500 or more. Then you're getting paid out on level one and level two. It makes no sense to put if you have 5 people in one class and you put them all underneath each other and you're only gonna be at 500 volume on your team, you're not gonna get any commissions on those extra people on that level. So this is designed to really focus on the power of 3 and building a little bit wide and then go deep, right? And so you wanna really pay attention to the monthly overall volume where you're gonna be. And so you kind of are committing when you do a class and you do have 5 people and they're all in the family and they all want to be underneath each other. You have to really start thinking about building wider and making that happen. You have to talk to them about who's going to be, the bigger business partner and so forth. So the director, again, it's 1,000 overall volume of the team, and this is per month. Every month it goes back to 0, you start over because you get paid these commissions, right? And so then you need to make sure that that volume happens every month. The loyalty reward program, like I said in that last video, is very important for an asset to be able to empower people so that you're getting this residual income of 5%. And then when you get to elite, you're going to be paid on level 5 at 6%. And then again, when you're bumping up to premier, you have 2 leaders under you at executive. Overall volume is 5,000. You're only getting paid at level 6. So you want to be really careful, be mindful to be looking at this so that that way we know, you're not building too deep, right? Too quickly. Silver is the rank where you're going to be paid at all 7 levels. This is really important for you to know that. And so on. So let's go ahead and go to the next slide. And we're going to talk about the empowerment pool. doTERRA takes 7.25% of all the global volume sales that they do, and it's their organizational volume and the compressed because in the compensation plan too, it's compressed, meaning there's no holes. Like if you go back to this compensation plan, and I actually, I if somebody's not ordering here and somebody's not ordering here, it will actually lift up so there's no holes. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so if we're looking at all of the percentages here, 7.25 is set aside to put in these leadership pools. So the first leadership pool that we're talking about is Premier, and this is called the Empowerment Pool. This is the enrollment pool. What tends to happen is when people get up to the premier rank, they start to focus on these other leaders, and it gets really difficult to do your own enrollments. And this is an incentive to keep you enrolling as a leader so that you have your downline seeing that you're doing the work as well. When you do an enrollment, you do get a bonus. You get one share, um, and and that's really cool. Like, right? You get a share, and then it's 1.25% of all this, meaning they're going to take all these silvers and golds. Golds get two shares, and silvers get one share, and premiers get one share. So they're going to take 1.25 of all the global volume, set it aside, and then however many qualify for an enrollment. So if the silver did an enrollment and then a gold did 2 enrollments, you're going to have more people in the pool. And so that's why it's really hard to say how much money that is because it depends on how many people ranked and how many people placed orders and or enrollments, right? So that's really important to understand. But I've got some numbers on averages and stuff like that that we can use to do some playing around with numbers to figure out how to invest in your team. Now, the next leadership pool is starting at silver, And again, you get 1 share. When you reach gold rank, you get 5 shares, you guys. Platinum, it's 10 shares. And then notice it's +1, that again is an enrollment. If you enroll somebody, you get something. And then, so it's pretty cool, pretty darn cool. They take 2% and divide it. So platinums get a big share of that, golds get a big share of it. So you can see why it's going to be really important to rank up, right? Now we're going to bump over to the diamond performance pool, and that's 1%. Then we've got, again, the diamonds kind of get to double dip a little bit. They also got a diamond pool. The blue diamonds get a blue diamond pool, and the presidential diamonds get a presidential diamond pool. And that's all divided by 1%. And then they each get 3 shares. So there's not as many presidential diamonds, right? So even though they get 3 shares, it's going to divide it by, I mean, there's bigger money here that's taken advantage of, right? So I'm going to go through and share with you on this chart. You could see down here, and it's an explanation of each one, right? So the empowerment pool, each silver and premier who personally enroll a wholesale member with 100 PV that month will receive 1 share. So you get an additional share. That's what that +1 means. Each gold is eligible for up to 2 shares. Again, if you enroll 2 people, you get up to 2 shares. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm down here, wrong place. Okay, so this is really, the empowerment pool is really important to know that this is where you can earn more money with just doing the work you're already doing. Now, when we go up to the leadership pool, the description of that is each silver earns 1 share, each gold earns 5 shares, and each platinum earns 10 shares. Okay. The diamond performance pool, each diamond earns 1 share, each blue diamond earns 2 shares, each presidential diamond earns 3 shares. 1, 2, 3. The diamond pool down here, um, each diamond receives 3 share, presidential pool, 3 shares. It goes on all the way, right? 3, 3, 3. Now, the additional +1s here, the wellness advocate who earns additional shares to the pool for which they qualify by helping their personally enrolled wellness advocate advance to elite. Okay, so listen to what that said. When you rank and you're a wellness advocate and you're in the leadership performance pool and you have that +1, you have somebody in your enrollment that you enrolled personally and they rank elite, you get a bonus. You get an additional share. Okay. And then the diamond goes on. The diamond performance pool, if you're at the diamond performance pool and you have a personally enrolled person who first time ranks premier, you get a share. When you're a presidential diamond and a silver ranks for the first time as silver, then they get another share. So it's really kind of fun at these first time qualifiers. It's only done once, but this is something to keep in mind where those bonuses can really happen. So we're going to go through here and talk about what the average amount is per like the empowerment bonus. So when you have the empowerment bonus, which again is this part of the chart, right? The empowerment pool starts at premier. It averages $197 about. Again, that's just average. It could be more than that. It could be less. That just depends on that month, how many people rank and get a share. That is about 1,600 Indian rupees. Now, a silver, if you rank silver, the average is 148 plus the enrollment that you did, right? So you can add these. If you go to gold, the bonus is $740. The platinum is 1480. So when you enroll somebody and you get this, as a gold, you can actually get 2 of these. Remember when I said that was 2? I'm going to go back. Gold is 2 right here. So you can double dip in that one again and actually double up and get 2 of these enrollment bonuses. I don't think I added that in the 740 just to kind of keep it consistent, but Regardless, it's really incredible. Think about this, $740. Okay. Now platinum is 1480. So that's pretty easy to think about, right? Or 122,000 Indian rupees. Okay, now let's take a look here. If you were to rank and want to rank up to silver, and we're looking at um, the empowerment enrollment bonus is an average of $197. The silver ship leader bonus is 148. So if you were to add and possibly you had 3 elites rank at the same time, right? You have 3 elites here, and if you bump and try to really push hard for all of these 3 people to rank at the same time on the same thing. Now, it doesn't have to be. You can rank silver once and this person was elite. You rank, these guys can all be elite at different times, but to be silver, they all have to be elite at the same time, right? But maybe this person ranked elite 1 month and then this person was the next month and then they didn't rank again. And, sometimes it takes a little bit to get all 3 all lined up just right. But if you had the possibility of all 3 elites ranking at the same time, you would actually earn a bonus of $440. You would also get your 148 for silver bonus, and then your enrollment bonus of 197. You would earn $789. $789. And I want you to think about that. That's a lot of money you will earn to rank silver from Premier. Now, remember, you have to be the enroller for the leads. You have to be the enroller. So always be mindful about where that is. And with the enrollment, this empowerment enrollment bonus, you have to be the enroller too. Okay. Now, if it was gold, the empowerment bonus for gold average is $197. So you can actually enroll 2 people at 197. And then that plus the gold bonus is 1134. Now I could have put on here if you had, I think it's premier, if you had people reaching the rank of premier, I could have added some of that money on there too, right? So that you can get some money for that. So I'll show you on another chart. But just thinking about this extra money just by ranking up what you're going to get. Again, just going back and looking at this, I put this here so that I want to show you this chart that I created so that you can see better really where the money adds up. So if you were ranking elite, of course, there's no bonuses, right? I just put that there so we can have that 3,000 volume for looking at how many you need the leads for over here, okay? Now, again, it only pays out at 5 levels. Premier is only paying out at 6. Silver is at 7. Now, the empowerment pool is only available on the Premier. If you enrolled somebody and ranked Premier, you get a bonus of $197. Isn't that awesome? That's 1643. Now think about, what could happen with that money? You could use that for incentives for some of your legs to help them reach up to executive so you can actually rank Premier. Okay. Now, silver, when you are trying to reach silver rank, you're going to get paid again at all 7 levels. So if you have people down there on your 7th level that you have not been earning commissions on, that's something to consider. Also, if you had an enrollment, you get 1 share. It's about $197. And you are now part of the leadership pool. And you get 1 um, share for that, which is about $148. And if you have someone in your downline that reaches, I think it was elite, I have to go back and look at that, you actually get another share. So this is pretty cool. So you can actually earn $197 and $148. It's about $350, give or take, right? Plus an additional share. Oh, here it is. For when you hit silver, every brand new first time person hitting elite, you get another $148. So this could be times 3, right? So if we were going to hit silver, you needed 3 elites, you could have this times 3. So this actually could be $450 plus $148 plus $197. So think about this, you guys. 140, that's a lot of money you could total up. Okay. Now let's jump over to gold. Now, gold gets 2 shares. So that is going to be, if you enrolled 2 people, you get $394. Now, here's the leadership pool bonus, which is taking 2% as a whole global. Just for being gold and hitting gold, you get 5 shares. So that's going to be around $740 or 61,000 Indian rupees, you guys. And then if you have a person that hits silver, every brand new first time person hitting silver, you earn $148. That's pretty incredible. So you could see how adding this and this, that's 1,000, that's $1,100. It can add up depending on what you really do here too, right? So um, you could see why growing quickly is really powerful because you're able to get that momentum going. And if you could share with us with your downline, your brand new leaders, and show them that as you rank up, you have money to help invest in them, but they need to be helping you rank up, right? So it's a team effort. Now, on the platinum, that requires 3 silvers. You get 10 shares. That equals around $1,480 or 123,000 Indian rupees. That's incredible. And again, that's a lot of money. If every person who is going to be hitting silver, they will get again the performance pool of $148. So this will also work for all of these too as well. Now we're going to jump over here to diamond, and this is the diamond performance pool. And so I'm going to show you where that is on the chart. So we just talked about the leadership one. The diamond one is here, and that's the total volume of 1%. Diamonds get 1, blue diamonds get 2 shares, and presidential diamonds get 3 shares. So we're going to go back here and we're going to show you what that looks like. So 1 share is around $1,200, or let's just say $1,300. 2 shares is around $2,600, and 3 shares is around $3,900. And here's what it converts to in Indian rupees. Now, this is just what it averages out to be by what the cells are of doTERRA and how many diamonds, how many blue diamonds, so on are. Okay. Now, for each new premier underneath you that you hold the enrollment ship on, you will get a bonus of $957 for that premier. Isn't that incredible? For each new person that you hold the enrollership on, you get $957. This is why, people, it's so important to keep the enrollership. You want to be truthful and fair with those enrollment ships. If somebody hosts a class, but they say they don't want to build the business, and you have that in keynote stone, you get the enrollership. But if they turn back to you and say, I'm really seeing you're doing successful, I would like to build a business. And in order for them to rank up, you may have to gift them that enrollership back. So it's going to be important to know where this is at as you're going and ranking up. It could cost you $1,000 if you gifted somebody an enroller, right? So blue diamond, it's just incredible. The one new premier, it actually ends up being around $2,900. Okay. And then when you go to presidential diamond, it needs to be a new silver. And for each new silver, you'll get $8,900. Isn't that incredible? It's just so amazing. So as we go to the next page here, it's basically just scrolling down. Here's again what we just covered on the leadership, the diamond performance pool. And then when we go back at the chart, I'm going to skip to 2 pages here. We're going to talk about this right now, okay? The diamond pool, the blue diamond pool, and the presidential diamond pool. And again, there's more diamonds than there are blue diamonds than there are presidential diamonds. So as you rank up or you look at the higher ranks, this is a bigger amount because there's less amount of these people. So when we look at the diamond pool, it's 1% for the diamonds. They get 3 shares. That works out to be around $2,800 or 239,000 Indian rupees. And blue diamond, it's around $8,800 or 735,000 Indian rupees. And for presidential diamond pool, um, it works out to be $26,000, you guys. That's incredible, or 2,228,345 Indian rupees. And so what I did is I went through and I added up the different amounts of total and to show you what your bonus, just your bonus is going to be when you actually make these ranks. So to get to diamond, your bonus is going to be $5,000. I forgot to total up the platinum. You guys, I'm sorry. To be gold, it's at 1,100. Silver, $345. So when you're going through and looking at how do you go from premier to silver, if you invested $345, would that get you there? Now, sometimes on these lower ranks, it's going to be a little bit tricky, right? Because sometimes you need to jump up quite a bit. So, silver needs 3 elites or 3,000 PV underneath them. That's 9,000 PV. So, to get that, this is, you can't buy in. doTERRA has very carefully figured that out so you can't buy in. Um, so, you have to be organic as best you can, right? So really, what is it costing you to not rank up in advance? Like when we go through and look at how much money you can actually earn for being gold. Now, again, I want to clarify this gold amount is an average. Now, you can see why it's hard to tell you how much money people can make on at the gold rank. It depends on how much of this is going on. It depends on how much of their downline has this going on. It depends on how many people are in their downline, especially if they're getting the unilevel commissions. If they only have 20 people at level 7 versus 100 people at level 7, of course your commissions are going to be different. So I would very much be on the lower end of gold by like maybe 1,100 to $1,500 as what your income will be. Okay, so now we're going to go through and talk about how to look at your volume in your back office and check with your leaders. So you should be looking at your back office every day. If you are a serious business builder, you're going to be wanting to really take a look at that and see where it's at. You're going to be wanting to chart this out so you can see where your holes are. Work with your downline, talk with them, mentor them, do it individually so that you can look at the back office and see where those holes are. Now, how do you invest this money that we just talked about? You need to really look at, like, when I first started doing doTERRA and I was just running a business, like I said in the very beginning, you think, oh, yeah, I'm going to make this money and I'm just going to use it to pay for my car, or pay for groceries this much, because it's not that much money. But if you are smart and you go back and think about the assets in the video that we just talked about, and those assets are how you're investing in those assets. What inspires your leaders? Maybe you'd want to invest in a spa date to get their nails done, or maybe they want an extra diffuser for the kids' bedroom or something. Maybe they like doTERRA swag, like the box, right? Maybe they want to go to lunch. Maybe they just need a bunch of roller bottles to help share and to sell. What is it for your downline that they really want? And it's really good to know that, right? It's good to have that relationship and use that to help inspire them. What areas do they need to focus on to improve? Maybe they have never taught a class and you've been teaching all the classes for them. You can do an incentive. Hey, let's have you teach 4 classes this month. And if you teach them all 100% yourself, I'm going to gift you a free diffuser. Okay. And you're going to use the money to get that free diffuser. Now, yeah, maybe they're not good at enrolling. Well, maybe that's because they're not inviting properly. So there's some training needs to happen on that. You could say, okay, let's focus on this area that we're noticing you're getting people to class, but they're not enrolling. What's going on? And there's special ways and trainings that we have to teach people on how to invite properly, get them samples, Tell them that this is a class where they're going to have an opportunity to purchase more oils if they like. And so you're setting them up for a very successful class. You're telling them they're going to want to bring their checkbook, they're going to want to bring their credit card because they're going to have so much fun learning about these oils. Maybe people are not reordering and we want to incentivize um, having them go and do 10 wellness consults this month so that we can get people on the loyalty reward program. It's retention is so important. So you want to customize your top leaders what incentive is going to work for them. This is what those mentor calls are for, is to be able to go through and see what you're stuck on. And I used to think, don't tell me what I'm stuck on. I used to be like my ego was running so big, and that's another reason why I'm not growing, in some respects, is because you need to be able to sit back and take in some good breath of fresh air of understanding of what you could be working on to help you move forward. And I've done everything wrong, so I have lots of good ideas and tips, and I don't want to ever tell you what to do, but I want to incentivize you with ways to help you focus on new, improved ways of inviting and enrolling and stuff, right? Now we can write up a contract, and I suggest writing up a contract. Um, like this person needs to do 10 wellness advocates or wellness consults, and I need to see a wellness consult scan, or I need to see a picture of the two of you, and something like that, so that you have proof and that they did an LRP, like that they actually went in and ordered 100 PV or something. So figure out all those details in the contract so that way it's clear, and maybe you have a 2-month goal that you want this to happen. And say if they hit it on the first month, then they get an extra bonus, right? So I could really push it to get done in the first month, but maybe it's going to be a 2-month goal. You're going to want to use your LRP points to get free product. For these incentives, you can use your BOGOs for your free oils. Like they just had a great BOGO in India where they had the lotion oil, which is really a fun gift to give. Um, you're going to want to avoid as much as possible ordering on your downline. "Oh, I'll just do it. They're too lazy. They're not getting it done. I'll just take care of it." Don't do it, you guys. And the reason why I'm encouraging you not to do that is because they're not learning and you're not being a leader teaching them to learn. And so this is really important why mentoring is so key, and to do it the way that a person's going to be wanting to show up to their mentor calls. They can fill out that mentor forms that we have that are, have them fill it out, show up on the call, just go through it in 10 minutes and make it really brief. But that's an accountability as well for them, right? And it's so important. Consider giving your fast starts back. Like maybe you've got a brand new leader who's going and they want to get some money very quickly. So consider giving them their fast starts back. And then the hostess gift, maybe you have people who don't want to do the business that are underneath people, and but they would be willing to host a class. And so incentivize, how many classes can your team get? Like how many classes can your team schedule and have complete? And I would say a class you'd want to again figure out what the contract is. A class would qualify if 10 people showing up and 3 enrollments happening, something like that. And if they have that, then you can give them maybe a business kit. A business kit could look like some fractionated coconut oil, a bunch of sample bottles, some roller bottles, some live magazines, the live, share, build guides, some free scans like showing up, maybe an Aromatouch massage. I mean, there's so many things you can do that might be a really great way to incentivize people. So you want to look at where your volume is and going through and on these charts here, you're going to probably want to do screenshots of these, right? On seeing how much money you actually can earn on putting these together. So if you are really reaching for gold and you've been a silver maybe once or twice and you're reaching for gold, how much money can you make and put towards to help incentivize your downline to get to 3 premiers. Like, how are you gonna get your 3 leaders to become premier? You're gonna say, "Okay, they need their 2 leaders to get to executive." So, you're gonna want to have your leaders talk to your premier leader, your, executive leaders or people who are looking to be executive and really strategize that with your mentor call, okay? So, going through and planning that out, um, you know, to be elite, you need a total team volume of 3,000. So TV's team volume, this is you. Maybe you have one leader on a leg that's got 1,000 team volume, another is 1,300, and your third is 700. This works. This is really great because you're getting the power of three and you're focusing your volume on two legs, right? You really want to focus on two legs because the next focus will be to be premier. I've seen this happen so much that people go and start working on their third leg and try to get all three up to 3,000. It's so much work. The idea behind focusing on these two legs is to develop this person first to become independent of you. They should be able to be teaching classes. They should be able to place orders. They should be able to do all these things that are required to be a leader, to do these basic pipes, the presenting, enrolling, inviting, follow up, wellness consults. And if you focus on this person and get them going, have them do classes, show them teach classes, blah, 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 all that stuff, then you'll have a really strong leader. Then you can focus on this person. And then when you got those two leaders getting up to over 2,000 PV or team volume, then you know that these are ready to go and run without you. They can run, and then you can jump over and start working on your third leg. Okay. So when you go to your third leg, then you should be pretty good. You know that these two leaders here are striving to be at 3,000 PV for the next month. And then you can focus on getting the volume underneath that person because these guys are working on the extra volume. And then you're going to help this person get their volume. Okay. So these elite leaders, you're going to want to have them focus on their two legs. So just like I just said here, you want them to focus on their two legs so they can get to premier. Now, again, we're going to have gold. You need three premiers, which again needs those two executives. So you really want to make sure that you're working with these two leaders to be help them become leaders. So because the next rank as these premier needs to be silver for you to be platinum. And um, so here's a really good chart for going through and thinking about what's missing, what needs to be fixed in your back office, who do you need to create some placement strategies because some people decided they didn't want to do it or something happened. So so here's your example. You're going to want to maybe number one is you want a new customer. Maybe number two, you're going to place a new CC builder to be on the front line because this person here is not working. So you're going to want to find a new customer to replace that person. You're going to want to terminate the CC to roll up. You're going to want to get enrollership to change for CC so you get all these really great things are really important to be able to understand. And everybody's back office is different. And so looking at this analogy here may not make sense to you because it may not be fitting. But if you're looking at you have three leaders on your top line and somebody's just not performing, you can find a network marketer or somebody who's really excited about it. And on the day you enroll them, you can swap them out. You can swap them out. And so it's really important to have that critical conversation with your leaders and say, I want you to mentor with me every week. We're really serious about this. We want to run. And that mentoring will help you with the strategy of placement. It will help you with knowing where the volume needs to go. There's so many times I've enrolled people and I'm staring at the back office and I don't know where to place people because I don't know who's working and who's not and who's doing this and who's doing that. When you're looking at the India market and versus the United States market, it's all in conversation. You have to be in conversation. And so pull out the strategy. Go ahead and take a screenshot of this. And I would love to be able to work with you. I want you to fill this out. Go in your back office, put people's names on there. Um, what are they ranking at? What was their last volume? Are they, doing the loyalty reward program? Who are their top leaders and so on? Okay. And then to be the platinum, you're going to need, like I said, 3 silvers, which are 9 elites right there. And look, the average income on that is $9,300 a month, you guys. That's just so incredible. Here's the blue diamond planner, and I left it at this because you can think about having 5 golds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to think about this. If you had 5 golds on your team, you will have 5 gold people who are founders in India. You will be blue diamond. What would that be like? And so you want to go through and start thinking about how do you strategize? How do you structure your back office to have 5 golds? So you're going to look at the gold placement again. How do you get here with those 5 leaders, right? You want 5 of these pages on that page. so, so really it just all comes down to having your dreams drive you. When I started this call today, I started at talking about helping people with their health and living their most powerful life with their health, and that will come with your business. But I think you have to have your passion. You have to be able to be living your dreams and merging that all in. Like for me, when I fly to India, traveling around, meeting all these beautiful new people and doing that, I am living my dream. And weaved in with helping them live their dream. And there's nothing more to see people being inspired and lifted up and actually moving forward. And where you put your attention, where your focus is where your energy is going to go. And in that other video, I share about the flashlight. When you shine a flashlight on maybe this drama or this complaint, the shipping didn't happen, why did doTERRA do this and not that? You're going to just have negative Nillies, and everybody in your downline is going to be like that, and they're going to drop off. I will guarantee it. It's happened to me. I've done it before. But if you focus your energy on the excitement of growing your downline, growing your team, growing your business, having these incentives, and being inspired with each other on a consistent basis, you will actually be so excited and your energy will multiply as well. It's kind of like pushing a cart uphill versus you're up on the hill and you just tap the cart and it rolls full speed downhill, right? Which one takes more energy? It's just that little tap and then they go. And so it really is inspiring to be able to really have so much momentum. And I believe our team is so incredible. We have so many powerful leaders, so many amazing people coming up, so many amazing customers, and we want to honor everyone because that is your commitment. When you honor your word of taking care and taking on and taking control of your life, there's nothing better. You have lit the flames and you're lighting the fire to be able to build an amazing empire. And so I just wanted to stop sharing with this right now and just tell you how inspired I am. And I hope these videos have been helpful for you. I do want to reach out with each one of you and talk to you about how we can help your team grow, help your downline, and really make an impact. So take care, everybody. All in on oils, and we hope you have a good evening. Bye bye.